In Rebel Ridge, the main character, his cousin, he's been involved in a whole bunch of bad stuff, specifically drugs, but supposedly just using according to the main character. But he finally got pinched. He got arrested. But the problem being with that, besides being arrested, is that he was a cooperating witness. That's right. His cousin Mike had been a witness. So he had basically told or spoken about some people with some power. So the reason that he was on his bicycling his way into that Shelby town was so he can get that 30 plus thousand, only 10,000 that he needed for bail to get his cousin out of jail. So his cousin, he knew if he stayed in jail, these powerful people that he told on, so he snitched. These powerful people that he told on, that he snitched on, his cousin Mike, they were going to catch up to him in jail. So what happens is, since the money was illegally taken from him using civil forfeiture, so they can buy more margarita machines. That's what the police department was doing. They were taking money illegally, and that ties into the fact that that's why they held people for 90 days in jail, because it took 90 days for the police cameras to be wiped. Once the cameras were wiped, then they couldn't see how the cops illegally seized the money from these people, the money which they were using to fund the police department and to buy themselves fancy stuff like margarita machines. Now, back to his cousin Mike. His cousin Mike, since they took his money away when he was on his bike, they took away the money he was going to use to bail his cousin out. He was still in jail. He got sent off to prison. And what happened was, in prison, he was stabbed. He was attacked, which is implied that the people who attacked him were for the people that he told on. So basically, the people that he told on and cooperated with the police or the FBI, whoever he cooperated with, they caught up with him in prison. And that's why he finally decides, hey, I'm going to stay in this town and I'm going to seek justice for my cousin and stop these cops from buying more margarita machines. So that's why in Rebel Ridge, that's why they killed his cousin. They stabbed him in prison, is because he had cooperated before. But all this happens off screen. You don't see his cousin getting pinned. There's a part where you see that he has all these memory cards in the movie, and he's hoping that on one of those memory cards is the footage from the cops when they actually arrested his cousin. So it will show how they illegally arrested him and confiscated whatever money he had. But unfortunately, those cards are destroyed. He doesn't actually find out exactly how they got his cousin arrested. But them taking his money and the illegal forfeitures of his $10,000, $30,000, but the $10,000 he needed to bail him out is what eventually got his cousin killed. So that's why his cousin was stabbed. So you don't see his cousin get arrested. You also don't see his cousin getting stabbed. It all happens off camera. It's a 2+ hour movie. The movie's very long, right? So I understand why they didn't show that, but that's what happened to his cousin, if you were wondering. Anyway, this is a Tone Show. I see a lot of people asking this question, so I'm like, let me see if I can shed a little light on that. As always, guys, this is a Tone Show.
Out.